Good evening. I'd like to call to order the September 8th, 2010 Planning Commission meeting. Let the record show that all members are present. Item number 3, acceptance of the minutes from the motion to approve from Michael Marchand, seconded by Milton Cluat. Any opposed? Motion carries. Acceptance of the minutes from the August 11, 2010 Joint Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
Motion. Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Marchand, seconded by Commissioner Cluat. Any opposition? Motion carries. At this time, I think we want to make a correction in the agenda. Keystone is on the Joint Planning and Zoning agenda, and it should be on the Planning Commission meeting. So if I could have a motion to amend the Planning Commission agenda to include it, and we'll add it.
Wait, I thought we were deferring it because it would need to be re-added. Okay.
We're almost there. Okay, so we'll amend the agenda. I'm going to add it for number 6, if that's in approval with the motion, to add Keystone of Galvez. Okay. Any opposition?
6F.
I'm sorry?
6F.
No, let's do 6A.
Okay.
Correct.
Front,
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. So we'll make it 6A if you don't mind. All right. Any opposition? Okay, motion carries. Okay, item number 5, public comment period. Anyone in the audience wishing to comment on any item not on the agenda, please come forward. No one in the audience wishing? All right. Mr. Quitma. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just wanted to bring awareness to the Planning Commission that in the past few months we've had several items in the comments that have never been in our comments. Although these regulations have been on the books for years, it seems like in the past few months we have new items every month. And in talking with Ricky, hopefully that we will, after the master plan is done, that we will get a chance to come together with all the surveyors, all the engineers, and come together to decide on some of these rules and regulations, such as T-turnarounds and family partitions. Several other items like naming lots and tracts, or not naming any lot from here on out, tracts, all naming every lot lots. And I haven't had a chance to look into the legality of that yet, but there are several items popping onto the comment sheets that's never been there before. And hopefully once we get to a point that we can get together and hopefully at some point in time simplify our current comments and our current regulations to where every month we have the same regulations each and every time. There's no guesswork about something new popping up month to month that we have to discuss here, that will be exactly the same every month. And I want to encourage the Planning Commission to take an active role in looking at those with us so that everybody's on the same page due to the fact that y'all have to essentially deal with these regulations as we do every month. And so although that we've been approving plats with these regulations on the books for years, it seems that we're having to talk about and bring up these new rules every month. And I just want to make aware that, you know, there's something to be said for policy.
I agree.
And
Okay.
so I just want to make aware, and I encourage y'all to take an active role when we try to clean these up.
All right. Appreciate it. Good comment. Anyone else? All right. Public comment period is closed. 6A, Keystone at Galvez. And Derek, I don't know if you want to officially come up and just request that it be deferred to the next meeting.
My name is Derek Murphy with Quality Engineering and Surveying. We request tonight that
the final development plan for Keystone and Galvez be deferred till the next planning commission meeting.
Motion. Second.
All right, I have a motion to defer Keystone to Galvez till next month by Commissioner Marchand, seconded by Commissioner Dalton. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item 6B, Lee Jacobs property, tracks A1, A1A, A1A, 1B, and A1, A1C.
James Fowler representing the Jacobs family on the following family partition. Comments were made, addressed, and corrected on the plat. Asking the commission for approval.
All right, on the comments, the 40-foot private servitude of passage throughout the extent of the family place lane, you...
Yeah, that was originally,
there's no
that's
response here.
originally was laid out, but staff asked me to do a 30-foot right there and then come back to a 40, but it looks like I think we've changed it back to the 40-foot. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Whatever staff recommends, we'll do that.
And what about comment number 4, about moving the 12-foot?
That's not a problem.
Okay.
I just saw those comments for the first time
Okay.
yesterday afternoon and haven't had a chance. That's not an issue.
Okay, and then the other one was about the lake?
Yeah, it
And
will be.
that's- Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comments by commissioners? None at this time. Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward and comment, please sign in. Sign in right there. And then state your name, please, when you get to the podium.
Hi, my name's Daniel Rushing, and I live adjacent to Lee Jacobs. I have about 1,000 feet that joins his property and mine. And we have at least 5 houses there, and he's built some type of road. I don't know if you'd call it a road. It's washout concrete, about 1,000 foot of it. And for the last 2 years or 3 years, we've been very sick with all the dust that he stirs up on a daily basis. And I've asked him time after time to try to slow down on that dusty road, and he speeds up and just don't care about concern of his neighbors. And now he's wanting to put more houses back in that area with a road that's all tore up and never had any rocks on it other than crushed concrete, just a dust bowl. And my mother, she's been very ill lately and stays on oxygen, and he's forever throwing dust on us, and now he wants to put more houses in there. So I don't think it's right. I think he should be able to blacktop it or put some crushed concrete on it or something that would stop the dust.
Okay.
We have terrible, I mean, it gets so bad it can block the sun out, you know. Wash your car one day and then you can write your name on it the next. So I just don't think it's appropriate for him to do any development unless he builds a blacktop road, concrete or something suitable for the people that live on the side of it, which is 30 feet from my house, you know, that's right on top of me.
Okay. All right, we'll...
And, I just wanted to bring it up because I've tried in the past and he just ignore me and drives dump trucks up and down and creates a real problem with me. I mean, I like to be out in my yard to be able to breathe and cut grass, enjoy things, but all that dust is just impossible.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to comment? All right, no one else wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Commissioners have questions, comment? You have a response?
I mean, it's the gravel road. I mean, you're gonna get that if you live next to a gravel road. I mean, how do you respond to that?
Does he haul trucks back there?
Well, I mean, were digging at the pond at one time, so that could have been part of it.
It's just one house lives back there, my mother-in-law lives on the property, one house. And then on the other side of his,
Okay, yeah, would you mind? State your name and then response for the record, please.
Lee Jacobs. It's just one person lives back there, my mother-in-law. And a while back, I was digging pond, hauling some dirt in and out. But on the other side, adjacent property of his was a family partition that he didn't let go through, and they got like probably 30 houses down that low road, and it's been gravelled for probably 8-10 years, and finally the parish changed it over and just blacktop it. And he's the one that let that happen because he gave land to Leo Lambert to get that approved to be able to do his little piece in the back and split it all up. And he complaining about mine. And but he let that happen back
Okay,
then.
all right.
And I think it was a family partition of 30 heirs, and Leo went in there and split it all up, and no family ever lived on it. He just sold the lots to other people.
Okay,
And
all right,
this is for my kids.
okay. Thank you.
Ricky, you want to state what the requirements are for the road for a family partition?
It's just crushed concrete.
There are no requirements.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Questions, comments by commissioner? What is the wish of the commission?
I'm going to make a motion to approve this family partition contingent upon comments being addressed to the staff's satisfaction.
All right, I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Marchand, second by Commissioner Kluwat. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 6C, Terry Lachey property, lots E1 and E2.
Representing the Lachey family on the following family partition. Comments were addressed and corrected. I did see one of the comments that I got last night was about the servitude, 12-foot utility servitude, putting bearings and distances across that. That will be on the final plat.
All right.
Asking the commission for approval.
In other words, you can add the servitude to where the pond is.
Yeah, where the 12-foot goes around, I'm going to put bearings and distances
Okay.
to be able to locate it.
All right. Any other comments or questions? No other comments or questions at this time. Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone in the audience wishing to comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Questions, comments by commissioners?
I'll make a motion to approve based on staff comments being fully addressed.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion approved by Commissioner Barrow, seconded by Commissioner Nance. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 6D, Royce Sutton property, lots 7A1, 7A2. Mr. Bowden?
Representing the Sutton family on the following family partition. Comments were made, addressed, and corrected on the plat. Asking the commission for approval.
Any questions, comments by commissioners?
I did notice you didn't have the comment on the plat that says you agree not to transfer to anyone other than the family member. I didn't see that on mine.
Okay. Was that a comment made on the comment sheet, or?
No, that was just
Okay.
my own observation.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Okay.
You also need to label the shed carport as non-conforming,
Okay.
existing non-conforming.
Not a problem.
Any other comments, questions? No additional comments at this time. Open up the floor for public comment. Anyone wishing to comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Any additional comments, questions by commissioners? What is the wish of the commission?
Make a motion to approve contingent on the comments being addressed.
All right. Motion to approve by Commissioner Slyman,
I second it.
seconded by Commissioner Kluwat. Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 6E, Renee M. Williams property, tracks 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, and 1F. Mr. Quitma.
Good evening again. Doing a family partition on track 2A. All the comments, I believe, have been addressed. Asking for planning commission approval.
What about comment number 2 in regards to the structures being used as rentals?
Yeah, what we did is, per the planning department's recommendation, we'd actually went to the Board of Adjustments with this plat some months ago, and we reconfigured in order so that the front lots have some frontage. For example, 1B has the 107. We subdivided out track 1A in order to eliminate having multiple structures. One of the renters has moved out. Their contract expired. They do have renters currently in the other two. Unfortunately, her kids are renting other places, and until they have lots to move in on, they don't want to give up where they currently rent, or if this doesn't get approved, they'll be out on the street. So there is that situation, yes. But the family, it's a legitimate family partition. They do plan to move on these lots.
And one of those family members lives in the lot on the east side, on the front?
Yes, 1A, the mother, Miss Renee Williams, correct.
Okay, and so that house is too close to the new road, to the new private access?
Now,
So are they gonna leave
1C.
that house there?
1C we're talking about.
Or on the east, yes, actually 1C, the front part of 1C.
Yeah, they eventually want to move the structure to the back on 1C and into the building area designated.
I guess a question for staff, following up on comment number 2. The Board of Adjustments judgment still, does that affect how, that sounds like that was well before this application. And so y'all are still saying that it doesn't meet the definition of a hardship?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Ricky. I believe the Board of Adjustments that they went to didn't concern the actual rentals themselves. It was a different issue that was going before the Board of Adjustments. So, no, it wouldn't affect comment two.
So what was the issue before the Board of Adjustment?
They went to the Board of Adjustments to get a variance to get the structures out of the setback, including what? And okay, and then multiple units on one lot.
So it's multiple units on one lot, and to get rid of this, which structure from the setback? The wood frame house, the mobile home, the shed? Which one, or all of them?
I think they were reducing the front setback along the whole road to accommodate all of them from 935.
When
The
I
setback
can
from
answer.
935 or the setback from the proposed RECC road?
The proposed road didn't exist when they went to the Board of Adjustments, so it was from 935 that they got the variance.
Okay.
They denied the variance, I believe, for multiple structures on one lot,
correct,
which is why we're doing this.
which why we reconfigured the lots.
If at all possible, when something like this comes up where we've got something that's gone before the Board of Adjustments and then they come, can we get that information as far as how the Board of Adjustments ruled and what it pertained to in our, with this information
I got an issue.
to give us a little better picture?
It's a buildable area. It's part of that lot that's separated by that road right away.
If you want me to, I can comment on the Board of Adjustments. I'd be happy to explain it.
Clint, I noticed you came up before us and spoke to us about cul-de-sacs and turnaround. How do you plan on handling this, this particular family petition?
I have a variance under the reference maps to not put in a T-turnaround on cul-de-sac. That's a brand new, I like to call it rule of the month, because it's never been on the comments before. It's in the regulations. That's why I'm speaking on it before. In the statement, it says that the roads and streets are private, not public. Roads and streets are maintained by the lot owner. Parish shall not maintain, upgrade, or any hard surface standards. And for right here is the more important part. Owners further are put on notice. The school buses do not and are not required to travel down private roads, and it is the obligation of the lot owner to bring the children to the public road for the school bus pickup. And so we've never done T-turnarounds for family partitions. I don't know why we would start today.
Have you submitted a hardship letter at all?
Yeah, should be a hardship letter submitted.
And Clint, the Board of Adjustments have not ruled on that yet. You just applied to it, right?
No, we got.
I'm talking about the cul-de-sac and turnaround. You got it? You got it already?
No, I'm asking for the variance here. Y'all have the power to variance anything. Instead of going to Board of Adjustments, the reason I went to the Board of Adjustments was before, when this client came to me, building setback lines were not required on private servitudes of passage. And the process of doing this plat, it started that month. And so I had no knowledge, and we had already started the project. So we were going to the Board of Adjustment for the nonconformities of the building setbacks off the private servitudes, which never existed when this client hired me before then. So it's another one of those rules that just popped up, and now we've proceeded forward from that date when that rule popped up, and now we're required to have them. It wasn't the situation. So we went to the Board of Adjustments to get a variance on the non-conforming structures in the building line. Now we are not required to do so, but we were at that time, and that's why we went to the Board of Adjustments.
Okay, that's what I was asking you.
And this is not the plat that the Board of Adjustments got. We've reconfigured the front three lots in order to have the structures on each individual lot.
Any other comments, questions at this time? If not, open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed.
Building setbacks are there for a reason, and they're being, it's your understanding we haven't enforced them in the past, but we enforce them because they are there for a reason. And in this case, to me, it looks like we have a safety issue. And the building setback would keep the house behind a certain area where it would not be too close to the road. Right now, or the private access servitude, right now it's too close. I'm going to make a motion to deny based on safety reasons.
All right. Commissioner Slyman has a motion to deny.
Could I ask you if you, to amend your motion, not just for safety reasons, but based on staff's comments and recommendation also?
Absolutely.
And I'll second it.
All right. To deny based on safety and staff's comments. Seconded by Commissioner Marchand. Any opposition? All right. Motion carries. Okay, item 6F, John M. Ramirez, Senior Property, Tracks B2A 3A, B2A 3B, B2A 3C.
All comments have been addressed. Asking for planning commission approval.
Have you provided a hardship letter?
To whom it may concern, I respectfully request that my family partition on my property be granted. By this family partition, I am conveying a tract to each of my daughters, Jessica Ramirez and Whitney Davis. All of this property shall remain residential property. I feel the following reasons support my family partition on my property. Number one, the property is long and narrow. Unique shape prevents a simple partition. It also has a lack of public road frontage. Number two, conveying the two lots to my daughters to protect their future interests, giving the uncertainties of life. I want each of them to live next to me in the near future. Please approve this family partition. I will be happy to answer any questions you may have. Sincerely, Mr. John M. Ramirez, Sr.
Question for staff in regards to that. It's talking about on number 1 here, T turnaround. A variance has been requested as to not provide a T turnaround. Staff recommends a hardship letter be provided. So this hardship letter that he just read is a typical hardship letter, but are you saying that we need a separate one or more details as to why they don't, the cul-de-sac or the T turnaround portion of that?
The hardship letter, the way we were looking at it, the hardship letter was for the family petition in respects to the actual division of the property. They're also asking for an additional variance for the property, and so there would be, with any typical variance that's being requested, some kind of hardship needs to be proven for that specific subject for the T turnaround, and that's why we were requesting a hardship letter for that.
Okay, thanks.
Any other comments, questions at this time? I know what additional questions. Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Questions, comments by commissioners?
Is this 50-foot servitude of passage supposed to continue on east to the Bruce Hart land?
No. Terminates at the end of the property.
I'm sorry, where does it terminate?
At the end of the property.
Easternmost property line.
Correct.
Well, it does continue from the Hodgson all the way to the back, to the east side of the property line,
Correct.
where it serves Jody Sheets and also the Jessica Ramirez lots.
Correct.
But does it stay 50 feet all the way?
Yes.
It appears to. It's kind of hard to tell.
I know it requires so many lines these days, setbacks and all that. You can't hardly read a map anymore. But yes, it does.
Yes, it does. I can see it where it's doing it.
Let me get this straight. Does this private access service track day the Philip Broussard land as well?
No, no. And that's why we have the user, existing private service passage user, and the dedication of statement number 3 under the family partition block. The private access servitude shown herein is dedicated to means of access of B2A3B and B2A3C.
Well, then, if a T turnaround was required, just say hypothetically was, then part of it would be on lot B2A3C, which is before us tonight, and the other part of the T turnaround would be on tract B2A2, which is not before us tonight. Correct?
That's correct.
If somebody
That's why-
wanted to enforce a T turnaround.
If somebody would want to do
Which-
that.
I don't see how a T turnaround can be required.
I don't know why they're required on any.
Can't.
Nor do I see where it's needed based on the width of this lot.
Yeah, that's a 50-foot.
That should be,
My
if you
truck
can't
will
turn around
turn
in 50
around
feet, you got a problem.
I don't think so. No.
Does somebody have the text on 17-4093? Like Sherry?
Ricky can get it. I mean, he's got the little electronic book there. Well, I mean, you've got Loosemore Road listed on this vicinity map. Joining up to 30, does Loosemore really go? I know it doesn't connect to 30, but is it?
Again, we had came up with that issue, and you commented before. That's not Loosemore. That's on the Parish vicinity map. I will do my best to correct that. That is incorrect. It's on their vicinity that they supplied us.
You know, I can appreciate the, your frustration with providing a means for people to turn around and what have you, but I don't see why you can't. I would feel more comfortable if I gave you a variance on the width, and the width and overall dimension of a T turnaround, and you put up, for lack of a better term, an L turnaround between lots B2A 3B and B2A 3C, so that at least there's a mechanism for somebody that drives down that road, they can actually pull in and then back up and then keep going, since the road goes all the way through.
I'm happy to present it to my client. I don't see why
I
they
mean,
would
what you've got
reject
is a
that.
12-foot, one-lane, one-way road as it is anyway, so,
I don't know
Yeah,
who.
but it's a 50-foot right-of-way.
I'm not sure who in the public would have a right to go down that private servitude and turn around. There'll be driveways on the other two
anybody
lots.
looking for a house on an address would go down there, unless, of course, you put a gate down there and decide that only the people who live there can go there.
Which they could do because it is private.
What about a fire truck?
Or a fire truck. Well, a fire truck isn't gonna go down a 12-foot gravel lane, probably.
They're not going to let a house burn, are they?
Yeah.
Really, they wouldn't go down?
They couldn't get to it.
If you want to recommend it, you widen the gravel drive, I'm happy to recommend it to my client. I don't know why.
Yep. Yeah. Any other additional comments? What is the wish of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Marchand, seconded by Commissioner Nance,
That's with the variance?
Yes.
with the variance. All right. Any opposition?
I oppose.
Object.
Okay, Commissioner, all right. Dumas objects, Barrow, and Barry. Anyone else? Huh? Yes, you do? Okay. Commissioner Slyman also objects.
Means you get to vote.
You're the tiebreaker.
Oh, and I vote to approve. I was trying to get my math here in my head.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 7A, Norwood Lake subdivision lots, number 2. For a public hearing of a servitude revocation.
My name's Ronnie Bennett with R.O. Bennett Engineers, representing Mr. Danny McMurray. Mr. McMurray constructed a home on Lot 2, and she also owns Lot 3 as well. And when he constructed the home on Lot 2, he wasn't aware of a 7.5-foot servitude, drainage servitude on either side. And his home encroaches over into the servitude. The house does a 1/2 foot, or the eave does a foot. We've sent a letter out to all the to all the utility companies requesting their no objection of reducing it, the servitude, to 6 foot from Chrissy Drive going east up to the air conditioner pad, going around the air conditioner pad and continuing on out 6. And maintaining the 7.5-foot servitude on Lot 3, which would be a 13.5-foot servitude. And the Drainage Department, East Ascension Drainage Department's agreed also. We have a letter from them.
Any questions, comments by commissioners?
You stated your client was not aware of the 7.5-foot servitude, side servitude?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to understand that. How can you buy a piece of property and not be aware, a subdivision especially, and not be aware of servitudes that are?
I can't answer that.
You know, that's, I mean, I'm looking at the,
Well, I haven't
I'm
understood-
assuming that the house on Lot 3 is in its correct position on this, in comparison to the house on Lot 2. And the house on Lot 3 is perfectly, you know, I say perfectly, it's centered in the lot, while the house on Lot 2 is kind of one-sided. So it looks to me like somebody was aware enough to build a house along the 7.5-foot servitude and not fall into it, and then they put the air conditioner, I say it's an air conditioning pad in the servitude. So they had to be aware of it not to build a house in the servitude.
As far as I know, they just wasn't aware of the 7.5.
The question I have, you have the concrete, 15-inch concrete pipe. Is that pipe located more to the lot number 3 than lot number 2? Is that the exact location?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've got a question for you with that, and I have really more of a problem with that air conditioner than I do the eave of the house hanging over. If that pipe has a problem and they have to dig it up, the parish is gonna have to pay to move that air conditioner if we grant a variance. And they'll have to move it because there's only 4 foot between, it's 4.17 feet between the air conditioner pad and that, well, it might not even be that, I can't really tell on your plan. I don't know if the 4.17 goes to the middle of that concrete pipe or what, but
Yeah,
if
it'd
they
be
have
from
to
the
get
servitude.
a track hole in there, they're gonna tear up that air conditioner, and then the parish is gonna be paying for an air conditioner. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the guy created their own problem. He created the problem, not us.
Well, I happen to
But it-
agree with you. I can see where the landowner might not have known, but certainly a competent surveyor and/or engineer laying out this property line, on these two lots, because it's very obvious on the portion of the map that we have for the subdivision where the servitudes are. And I happen to agree. I think this is a self-induced problem, and this is Pandora's box for the parish. I mean, this is just a lawsuit looking for a place to happen if we approve this. Somebody needs to seek relief from whoever designed this and laid it out and got the plats approved. I mean, there's other issues here beyond just this one thing. I mean, there's a lot of risk to the parish here.
I mean, I agree that air conditioning to me it's a deal breaker. You know, I don't have so much a problem with a foot that you're asking for, a foot and a half that you're asking for, but that AC's got to go.
All right. Any other? Yes, sir.
This is,
I'm Danny McMurray Sr. This is my son's house, Daniel McMurray Jr. At the time that I started the house, I thought this was a regular 5-foot side setback. And after I built the house, whenever I had my plans approved, it was approved with a 7-foot building. My plot plan had 7 foot on it, and it was approved. But whenever I built the house next door, which I still own, it was marked on there 7.5 foot. So I didn't know prior to that. In other words, that this was on that lot. The servitude was on there. I thought it was regular 5-foot till, and then I had it was approved at 7 foot.
Well, sir, that air conditioner pad is still, even if you thought it was 5 foot, that air conditioner pad encroaches into that servitude, even if you thought it was 5 foot.
You can put the air conditioner on a 5-foot setback, can't you?
You can't encroach into the servitude.
Well, it's not. I thought it was a regular setback, not a servitude
I
on
mean,
the property line. And
Tomatoes.
we had this approved at reducing it to 10 foot by everyone except Mr. Bill Rude's office wanted us to reduce it to 13.5 to give him all he could, and he agreed that he could work with what we have here. If
I don't have a problem with 13.5. It's that air conditioner that I've got a problem with.
he approved the letter with it going around the air conditioner pad that he could deal with that.
Well,
And that's the only thing that goes through the servitude is that pipe. And he said he didn't have well, he approved the letter and he knows about the air conditioner being there.
let me ask you a question. When your surveyor surveyed your lot, when you took title to it, that servitude wasn't shown on that survey?
No, sir, I didn't have it surveyed prior to starting it. I just had my property stakes marked.
The 4 corners?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't look at a plat?
No, sir, I didn't have the plat at that time. All I had was like a subdivision map.
Well,
It
it's
didn't
on the
show.
subdivision
It didn't
map.
show, the ones that I had didn't show the servitudes. I have a copy of what
And when you took title to the lot, it didn't
I
call out the
I
encroachment?
didn't know it at the time.
Didn't pay attention to it?
I don't think it was on the map that I had when I bought the lot. I couldn't get the servitude the subdivision restrictions. After I bought it, I just did it in haste, I guess. I made a mistake. And, but he is aware, and he had someone go out and look at it, and the way it was set, Mr. Rue's office went out and looked at it the way that it was sitting on the lot, and they said that they could approve it the way we have it drawn up.
All right. Thank you. All right. Now, Open up the floor for public hearing. Anyone wishing to comment, please come forward. No one wishing to comment. Public hearing is closed. Comments?
I'll make a motion to reduce the portion of this of this drainage servitude on Lot 2 to 6 foot, subject to that air conditioning, condensing unit, and pad being relocated out of the servitude.
I second.
All right, I have a motion to approve the servitude to 6 feet on lot, which lot is that?
2.
Lot 2, with the condition that the air conditioner be removed from encroaching on the servitude. And that was by Commissioner Dumas, seconded by Commissioner Nance. Any opposition? Motion carries. Committee report. I don't think y'all have any.
No, we did not meet in August because of all the meetings staff is going to with the master plan, and we will not meet this month, September, due to their ongoing master plan meetings.
Okay. Thank you, Sherry. No old business. And item number 10.
Motion.
Motion to adjourn. We are adjourned for 5 minutes. Let Lester change the tape.